Hi, whoever joined. Just waiting for everybody else to get here. All right, everybody. There's actually only one other person on here right now, but I did get a couple questions, or more than a couple questions this last couple of days because I wasn't able to actually, or I forgot to record the last one. So I'm just going to record this one and post it online to make sure that any questions that people might have are answered and you guys have a place to go to find the answers. So I think the biggest confusion is, especially for current members who use Wodify, is they're actually trying to go into the Wodify app to find where the challenge tasks are. So there is actually a separate app for Wodify Rise specifically. So I'll just show you quickly on my iPhone. There is let's see if I can get this clearer. There's actually this red app. So it's a white background with a red W. I know normally you guys use this one or this one for the gym, but or actually this one for the gym. Okay, but we are specifically for Wodify Rise only using, we are using this Wodify Rise app. So when you open it, what you can see is you'll be able to find all the daily tasks in there, right, specifically for each day, and then you'll be able to go in there by day. Okay, so the tasks can only be accessed and filled out and completed by using the Wodify Rise app. There is no actual way to do it on your computer, unfortunately. I'll confirm this with Wodify, and they did tell me that, yes, the only way to actually access your the tasks for anyone doing the challenge is through the app. All right, so with that said, we'll quickly go through all the tasks, and then I will go through each one specifically. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. All right, so there are 8 daily tasks, and then there are 8 weekly tasks, or 3 weekly tasks. All right, so I'll go through each daily task individually, and then I'll go through the 3 weekly tasks. All right, so you can see them all here. So every day, the 8 tasks that you can complete are your food journal, daily workout, which are both worth 2 points. A maximum of 2 points. The sleep task, water task, silence task, stretch break, family time, and gratitude journal, which are all worth 1 point. Then there are 3 weekly tasks, which are your weekly healthy positive habit, which you should have filled out. It was one of the questions that you had to answer when you first started the challenge. Then there's a weekly donation task, and then the last one is the weekly encouragement task, which all 3 of these are worth 3 points, but those are weekly. All right, so let's start with the first one. So the first one is the food journal. All right, so in here, what you would go through, so here on the right is what your screen would look like on your phone. Okay, it would say, what did you eat today? All right, and basically what you would do to kind of keep everybody accountable for what they eat is we're basically going to add pictures here. So you want to take pictures of your food before you eat it. So there's a couple ways to do this. You can either just take pictures on your phone and at the end of the day, add them all on there when you fill out this task, or some people like to fill them out throughout the day. So going into that app, turning on the food journal, taking the pictures. I know for me, this is hard because I constantly forget to take pictures. Yeah, this is just a way to kind of keep yourself accountable. Mike, if you could go pause yourself, please. Thank you, sir. So those are the daily, the food journal. So what you will do is once you finish filling out your food journals for the day, you can actually even add some notes underneath here if you wanted. All right. But once you are done, what it will ask you to do is click here next. And then on the next, but when you click the next button, it will take you to this question. It'll ask you, how was your nutrition today? And you have two options, or three options. You can give yourself 2 points, 1 point, or 0 points. All right, you can either say you're perfect with your nutrition plan today, which will then give you 2 points. You can say that I was okay, I wasn't 100% perfect, I had a cheat meal, which is totally fine here. I'm kind of telling people like 1 or 2 cheat meals a week, I think is perfect. You know, can't expect yourself to be perfect all the time. So certain days you might just have one, but that might be on purpose because you chose to have a cheat meal that day. And then the last point, or the last one, is oops, there's always tomorrow, and then you'll get 0 points, and you can try again the next day. All right, so that is the nutrition portion of this challenge. Also, we did have a nutrition panel last night. I already posted that on YouTube, which you can actually find right here. Okay, on our YouTube channel, March 24th, the Thrive Stronger Challenge nutrition panel, which you can find on our YouTube channel. All right. Back to Wodify Rise. Hold on. Oopsie. 1 second. All right. The next task is the daily workout. All right. So this one's pretty straightforward. Either you worked out or you didn't. We're asking everybody to at least be active for about 10 to 15 minutes a day. If you go to the guides and content section, which is going to be on the app, the very right tab, it looks like a person with a circle for a head, and then you'll be able to click on each of those tasks. But if you clicked on the daily workout one, there'd be a guides and attachments section. So it gives you kind of options on what you could do. So obviously we are hosting our daily ZoomWODs, which you can find the schedule right here. You can find the link, which is right here. And you should have the link because you're on this right now. And then there's also a couple options we give you guys if you want to do home workouts on your own. But this doesn't have to be a workout, right? It doesn't actually have to be a full-blown workout. It could be going on a walk with your family. It could be going on a hike, but they've closed all the parks. It could be going for a bike ride. It could just be anything, right? Playing with your kids, taking them outside and just being active with them. So this doesn't necessarily have to be a workout each and every day, right? It could be something that's just fun and maybe could just be family related, and also could double duty for your your daily family time, right? So be creative with this. It's not just limited to workouts, but we're really just asking you to be active, all right? If you do that task, you get 2 points for that. All right, the next one is at least 6.5 hours of sleep. All right, that's a pretty straightforward one. All right, we wanna make sure you're getting enough sleep, 6.5 hours. 6.5 to 8 hours usually where you wanna be. Helps with stress, helps you body recover, especially if you are working out hard, right? It helps adjust your thermostat, right? Or not, it just helps adjust your body, all right? And get yourself recovered and reset for the rest of the day. So 6.5 hours. So this is for the night before. So for me, for example, I got 7.5 hours of sleep last night. So I would click that task today, right? So it's not for the night coming up, but it's for the night you just had, all right? So if you wake up in the morning and you had 6.5 hours of sleep, you can immediately go to your phone and click that task and say that you've accomplished it. The next one is the daily water intake. We're recommending at least 64 ounces of water a day. That is the minimum, right? If you're bigger, if you're a bigger person, you're probably gonna wanna have more than 64 ounces of water. I'm actually trying to get 100 ounces of water a day, but 64 is basically the minimum. All right, what I'm doing is I'm carrying around this water bottle with me, and if I fill this up, that's 32 ounces. So I know if I fill this up at least 3 times, I'm pretty close to my 100 ounces of water. So it's probably best to have some sort of water bottle with you to carry throughout the day. We're not really going anywhere, so it's going to be wherever you leave it in your house, right? So that is the water task. The next task is going to be finding 10 minutes of silence. So this was a good one that we added from the last challenge that we did with Race on the Base, right? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to make this more than just a physical challenge. We're trying to make this a mental and kind of spiritual challenge as well. And part of that is, you know, trying to take some time out for yourself, right? We're kind of always busy and inundated with all these things that we have to do for our families, at work, for other people, right? We usually, most of the time, forget to include ourselves in that, right? We don't really do a lot of things to help ourselves out. So call it whatever you want. You can call it meditation. You can call it prayer. You can call it just alone time with you and your brain, okay? But this has to be just you, and it has to be complete silence, and it cannot include the everyday distractions that you are inundated with throughout the day. So you can't be thinking about things related to work, related to things that you have to complete for your family. They have to be completely silencing your mind and just being present with yourself, right? So in here we wrote with the call it what you want, prayer, meditation, alone time. But with the constant distractions of our day, it is very rare that we give ourselves some time to breathe and center ourselves. This time to ourselves is just as important, if not more important, to finding success during this challenge. So you might be surprised how helpful this can be for yourself, right? It gives you an opportunity to reset yourself, right? So we only put here one time a day, but it might be helpful for yourself to give yourself at least a couple times throughout the day to find silence, so that you can reset yourself and center yourself, right? And not, you know, get caught up in all the things that you have to do every day. So I would say 1 is the minimum. If you can do a couple times a day, that would be great. The next thing we have in here is stretch breaks. Stretch breaks are just great to get yourself up and out of your chair, especially if you are still working, or if you are working but working from home, right? Give yourself at least a 10 or 15 minute stretch break and get yourself moving, right? Especially if you're sitting in a chair all day, those hips can get really, really short and tight, right? Let's open those up and stretch out. And then family time. So I think the big thing, right? We have a lot of time right now is time. So an hour a day, which maybe was unheard of before, right, is pretty doable right now. So we're asking you guys to spend an hour of time with your family, with your loved ones. If you have a roommate, spend some time with your roommates, right? Get out. Maybe if you don't have family, if you're living alone, maybe go ahead and FaceTime or call a loved one or call a friend and have a conversation with them for an hour. Whatever it is, family time, friend time, whatever it is, like just get out, do something together, okay? Or just break the normal monotony of the day, do something together, right? And here we put, during this time of isolation from the rest of the world, it is an opportunity for all of us to connect or reconnect with our loved ones. If you haven't talked to a loved one in a long time, this could be the perfect time to do it, okay? You can play a board game, read a book together, eat dinner without the TV on, or even go for a walk. You can FaceTime people, whatever it is, right? Make sure it is not something that you actually have to accomplish. It's not a task. It's just something, it's just time, quality time spent away from all your other distractions. And give your family or your friends your complete 100% undivided attention. All right. And whoever just joined, if you could just mute yourself so that way it doesn't switch back and forth. All right. Next, daily gratitude journal. Right, so if anyone has ever read the Harvard study on happiness, so this is kind of based on that. This is also something that we did for the Race on the Base challenge, and it worked really, really well, but we're taking it a step further, okay? We want you to write 5 things each day that you are grateful for, and you can't repeat them, right? So whatever you did today or the day before, right, you can't be thankful for those same things again. And the reason we're doing this is because the Harvard study basically found that people who give gratitude or are thankful for things every day, right? There's a mind shift. There's almost things that happen biologically within your brain, right? That shift you from being someone who's always cranky and always worried about the daily difficulties, right? It shifts them from that mindset to then being more happy and more grateful for the things that you actually have in your life. I know right now, right, this is a perfect opportunity to do that, because you really have to find the things that you are truly grateful for, because the things that you normally were grateful for before, you might not have those things, right? Because, we were isolated. So again, keep a journal. You can either do it on your phone. I have a note that I've created on my phone, and I just keep adding to the list. Or if you're better writing it on paper, right? Start a notebook or a journal or something. But 5 things every day that you're grateful for, and it cannot be the same as the day before, okay? And maybe not just write what you are grateful for, but maybe a small description next to it as to why you're grateful for it. It could be a thing, it could be a person, it could be anything, right? So the thought is, the longer we go through this, you're gonna have to dig a little deeper to find things that you're more grateful for, all right? So that is the last daily task, all right? Moving on to the weekly tasks. So all these weekly tasks, you can actually only get the points for it on Sunday. All right, so on Sunday is when you will actually input whether you accomplish these weekly tasks or not. Okay, the first one is your weekly and healthy positive habit. All right, so this is whatever you set for yourself when you signed up for the challenge. It was one of the questions that you filled out. Right, this is a variable scale. So if you were on point and you were able to keep to it for the most part, you give yourself 3 points. If you did okay, you were 50-50, give yourself 1 point. If you completely failed, 0 points, try again next week. All right. For me, for example, my goal is I'm trying to read 15 to 30 minutes a day. And so if I read at least 4 or 5 days, 15 to 30 minutes a day, I'm going to give myself the 3 points on there. All right. If I maybe only read 3 days out of the week, then I'll give myself 1. If I didn't read at all, or I only read maybe once or twice, then I would say it was a struggle. I'll give myself 0 points. But again, you cannot fill that out till Sunday. All right. Next, weekly donation. All right. So we're not talking necessarily about money, right? But we're just talking about thinking outward, right? Right now, it's very easy to go inward and worry about your stresses and the things that you have to stay on top of, like money, right? It's the biggest stressor right now for a lot of people, right? What we found, kind of similar to gratitude, but being outward, right? With your time and with your money or with your skills or talents that you have, and helping other people out during this time of difficulty, right? Can go a long way. Okay, so what we wrote in here is, for this one, it could be donated. It could be a donation of something you never use or hardly use to give to someone that may benefit from it during this time. You can also donate your time, right? So you can help tutor other people's children, maybe through an online thing or Zoom, or maybe help someone, a family member who needs help with their kids, or donating your time to babysit. Maybe that's difficult because of social distancing rules and laws, but there's other things you can do, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be an item, okay? It could be just listening to somebody and talking and donating your time on the phone and helping them deal with something difficult, right? Or just be an open ear for them to listen to, right? Doesn't necessarily have to be money or a physical item, okay? But an example is my friend Genesee. She donated her time to me, kind of indirectly. She baked me some banana bread and drove it over to my house earlier this week as kind of a thank you, right? So that could be something, right? Maybe if you're good at baking, maybe bake some bread and give it to, some of your neighbors or your friends who you know that maybe don't have a lot of food right now and could use it. So be creative with this one. There's a lot of things you can do. And then the last one is weekly encouragement. So again, going on with this theme of being outward versus, going inward and worrying about your own stresses, right? Everybody's going through this. Nobody is alone, okay? We're all experiencing a struggle right now, right? Because the world is completely changed for the time being. And, people other than ourselves are going through struggles right now. So maybe, one thing you can do to help other people go through this, and it can help you as well, is reach out to some people, right? And send them a text or tag them on social media, or better yet, give them a call or FaceTime them and just talk to them and just check it and see how they're doing. I know, especially people that live by themselves, right? They probably don't have a lot of people to talk to, right? It might be, I know for me, over the last day or two, I've talked to a couple people, and just breaking that isolation from just being at home with my kids alone, because my wife is still working, right? It helps, right? To have someone to just talk to, another physical adult to share your thoughts and your problems with, right? It just helps. It doesn't make the problems go away, but it kind of just gives you a little bit of breathing room, all right? So our task here is we're asking you to reach out to 3 people a week, just 3 people a week. That's one person every other day, right? And just to see how they're doing. It doesn't have to be a long talk. It could just, be a 15, 20-minute conversation, or just a tag or a text, and just see how they're doing. All right. So again, that one is a weekly task. Again, you will do these on Sunday, all right? In terms of all the tasks, you have until the following day at noon to complete the task, or not to complete the task, but to actually say that you completed the tasks within Wodify Rise. So for yesterday, well, the timeline is now closed. It's 12:26, but for tomorrow, right? Any task that I complete today, I have until tomorrow at noon to say that I completed my Wednesday tasks by. All right. Same for the weekly tasks. They're due on Sunday, but you have until Monday at noon to fill out or to complete those tasks by. All right. Real quick, I'll just go through that. It's probably going to be hard to see just because it's on my phone. There are 4 tabs. So the first tab, when you open it up, should take you to all your daily tasks for the day. All right. I know this is really, really hard to see, but it should be down here in the left corner. It looks like lines with stars next to it. And then it'll give you the rundown of all the tasks that you have to complete for the day. If you want to go back again and check on other tasks, right, or update other tasks, you can see the dates up on the top there. All right. The next task is the activity feed. This is where everybody's food journal shows up, right? So this is where you can actually comment on everybody's food journals, right? See what they're posting, maybe get some ideas on stuff that you can eat yourself. This is a good way to kind of support each other by commenting on each other's food journals. The third task is the leaderboard, to see how you are stacking up against everybody. I know, but some other people, they really don't care about this, right? For other people, it's just resetting your mind, right? This is kind of just an added bonus, right? The top winner or the top people from this challenge will get some prizes, all right? And then the last one is your personal settings, but it also will give you, for all the tasks, it'll give you a little bit of more detail on, things that you can, it gives you a little bit more detail. If you have questions on what the task actually is, if for the workouts, if you need ideas, for nutrition, if what actually constitutes real good food, right? It takes you to a list of good foods that you should be really trying to eat, all right? The last thing is, if you haven't already, I've changed daily communication to GroupMe, okay? I sent out an email last night, I think, or yesterday, or a couple of days ago, about how to join the GroupMe. This is where I will be sending daily communication about everything related to the challenge, updated meetings, And if people just want to share, you know, how they're doing, or if they have any questions, this is just a great way for everybody to kind of stay updated and stay motivated with each other. Again, other things too. If you are, whatever you know, throughout this whole challenge, you know, we do encourage you guys to take pictures, videos, post on Instagram, right? We're trying to use our Instagram to be kind of the main way to kind of show our encouragement and motivation to each other, right? So tag us at Tribe Functional Fitness, and then hashtag Tribe Stronger or Tribe Stronger Than a Virus. And I'll reshare all your guys' posts so that everybody can kind of see what everybody else is doing. And that way we can keep ourselves motivating and keep the motivation flowing and growing. Last thing I just want to say is keep working, guys. I know that this is not ideal, I think there's a great deal of opportunity right now, right? There's a lot of things that maybe we've said to ourselves over and over, maybe I should do this, or maybe I should start this, but I've never had any time to do it. Right now, there's an abundance of time. Everybody has time, except, you know, most people that are still working, especially our healthcare workers. But for a majority of us, we're just at home. So, you know, if there's that instrument that you wanted to learn that you never learned, if there is just something that you've always wanted to do but you've never found the time to do it, now's the time. All right, don't waste this time. This is a once in a lifetime thing, hopefully once in a lifetime thing. And so, you know, use this time effectively and efficiently, and hopefully you guys will learn something about yourselves, maybe develop some new habits in the time being, and hopefully this challenge will help you guys or can be kind of a part of that. And that's kind of the reason why we structured this the way it was. As you can see, there's only a couple tasks that are related to actual physical fitness and nutrition. The rest of this are just teaching you guys or giving you guys tools or ways to incorporate the health and wellness lifestyle, right? Because if you want to make fitness a big goal in your life, you have to be able to make room within your life to do so. And, you know, hopefully this will kind of give you guys ways to do that. Again, if you have any questions, you guys know how to reach me: email, instant messenger, through the group me. Until then, man, keep Tribe Stronger, and we'll see you guys online. The next ZoomWOD is tonight at 6 p.m. with Coach Jose. Hope to see you guys there. Miss you guys, love y'all, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace.